How's it going, everyone? It's DragonFan96, bringing some more Bloons Tower Defense Battle Assault. I bet you guys missed me. It's been a while. I know it certainly has for me. So, I'm gonna get right into it, and so lately I've been I'm gonna just have this play in the background for you guys. Okay? But lately I've been having a little bit of sort of rut with battles because it's not so much that I don't find it fun, it's just that I'm finding more and more players that try to get that said W as best as I can. Now, I'm going to give some background right now on this, okay? And this will be a theme for this match, so I'm going to pause it right here just to give a little bit of background. Okay, so this is going to be some huge context here. The reason why I make these videos is because they're arenas that I play that I find enjoyable. I'm not the kind of person that goes out and be like, oh yeah, I gotta get that 1,000,000 medallions in my week, you know? Like, I'm not that kind of person that like goes out and like grinds like, say, 1,000,000 medallions just to, you know, flex that, hey, look at me, I have a shiny badge. Woo. That doesn't show me skill. That just shows me you have no life, you don't care. All you want to do is get that W and just want to brag, basically. If that's how you want to play the game, and that's how you think the game is meant to be played. Sorry. That's just not how I look at it. So, the arena that we're in is Yellow Stadium Bonanza. It is a low-ranking arena for literally beginning players. So you'll have a wide variety of beginning players and even some beginner players that know what they're doing, but not fully. Okay, they don't have the advanced tips that nobody really says. So this opponent that I had was a top 100 gold Dark Crown badge player that was global, and they also had the skull profile skin, which means that they were clearly a grinder, and they demanded late game in a Bonanza match. Now here's the thing, when I was in queue for this battle, I was expecting them to have some sort of tryhard strategy. Like, that's immediately what it was, because the prior match to this I had that same problem, and that's the reason why I've been kind of in a rut. Now, they demanded late game, and I was like, alright, well, they're gonna come with the cheese strategy, I might as well have my own cheese, and that cheese is Eco Choke and NFE. And here's the thing, when you have Eco Choke and Yellow Stadium, nobody will ever expect it coming, because nobody knows what Eco Choke is. That's the thing about Yellow Stadium. You get so many beginner players that it's just like, what the fuck just happened? But at the same time, I'm just a casual noob, okay? That's all I'll ever be, is a casual noob. So, right here, they're BMing the fact that I'm using Eco Choke in a stadium where, one, they shouldn't be here because, one, they're a grinder compared to a casual player like me, and two, the fact that they're even here, okay, just to make it miserable for someone else. Well, now the tables have turned, and welcome to my assault video, Bloons Slayer. Welcome to the other side of the table, where the noobs actually attack you instead of you attacking them. And from there, this isn't the kind of thing that I normally get, but throughout this entire match, I swear I had like the third eye. And here's the reason. It wasn't until that they had knockout at the very end of this match that I figured out that they had QKS. And for those that don't know what QKS is, it's Quick Shot, Knockout, Salted Wounds. You quick shot some pinks, you knock out the one tower that they probably have, or knock out the most strongest tower that they have to ensure some leaks, and then you pop Salted Wounds and it's free money. But, I mean, of course, Salted Wounds does have a cap, by the way. Nobody really knows that, but it does have a cap. Well, here's the thing. The Bloon Trap can't get knocked out. And if you knock out an NG, then you still have the sentries. So that's kind of like quick shot proof right there. and the ninja would definitely clean up. So even if you knocked out the ninja, that's still not going to be enough, because you can just sell and rebuy. So throughout all of this, this is when I figured out it was not QKS. I did my signature rush, which is regen lead and then layered with rainbows. And then at the very end, they knocked out my NG. Okay. Now, they knocked it out way too late because I had Balloon Trap. So the Balloon Trap would have slipped up, I would have picked up the trap, and, you know, Ninja would have cleaned up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's just that when you have a grinder and a low rank in stadium, that's when it gets hard to actually play the game. It's when you get these kind of grinders that you would normally see in, say, Moab Pit and BFB Coliseum. The kind of players that you would fight there or in low ranking arenas just to make it harder for beginner players, and that's my problem with the game, is that sure, players get to choose all the arenas that they want, but they choose the lower end just to, you know, be the dick that they are, and that's where you get the term tryhards, or for me, I just call them toxic players, really. But anyways, that's enough rambling. Bloon Slayer, if you're out there and you enjoyed playing battles, I hope this is a lesson to you. Please play Moab Pit or BFB Coliseum, or I'll clap your ass again. Thank you. Moving on to the next match. Okay, so this one's going to be a little bit of a repeat, but sort of the same concept. It's another QKS player, but this one was a little bit more pronounced. Like, I wasn't entirely expecting QKS, but at the same time, I had a little secret hidden tech with QKS, because here's the thing, they didn't have knockout, they just had they had quick shot and salted wounds. And QKS can just be 2 of the 3. That's all that really matters, is having 2 of the 3. The other version of QKS is having super balloon boost instead. Now right here they had quick shot, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I'll just have a second ninja, you know? And here's the other thing, and that's the hidden tech. This is the reason why I flexed. The reason why I flexed is because this ninja, by the way, they are, this is when they become toxic, because I flexed on this. The reason why I flexed is because the first ninja I placed down, I specifically set it to strong priority, because I was sort of expecting any sort of, like, Sabo ability. This is what I was expecting. Because here's the other thing. This player wasn't exactly a grinder, but they weren't exactly a beginner player. Okay? It was sort of like in the middle, like somewhere that you would expect in, say, Rainbow Ruins or Lead Dungeon, perhaps. But anyways, I basically had farming, because here's a little hidden thing. I actually don't like this map too much because of how late game it can actually go with this map. Because the track that's there, the balloons loop around there twice, both AI and opponents' balloons. So yeah, that's why I kind of hate it, because MOABs can just go through around, and it doesn't matter if you have empowered MOABs or not. Now right here, I sort of kind of choked on rushing, because I exactly didn't really have enough, so I was like, well, shit, what do I do now? So I was like, alright, I just might as well just bring up my farm some more and get like a butt ton more money, because I'm gonna need it. So right here they get a Tornado Wizard, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, never, I'm gonna pause it right here. It won't let me pause. Okay, cool. Well, here's the thing. Never put ice and tornado near each other, or else this will happen 99% of the time. And the reason why is because it causes regen farming. You pop the regens, and then they regen back their layer, and then it just repeats, and it ultimately kills you. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this match. I'm gonna move on to our next opponent. By the way, I say oops because whoever uses or thinks QKS is a good idea, I'm gonna just say no, fuck you, it's not. Because I hate that. That is just such a broken power set. I really wish that they would have nerfed. I wish they could nerf at least one of the 3 powers. I would more so recommend Quickshot being nerfed because of how broken of a balloon power it is so early, because it's only a tier 2 tower power, I believe. Okay, tier 2, sure, it's okay, but when you have Quickshot and a lot of people use it, that's when it becomes a problem. Just like how a lot of people used Heli Ice and so many people complain about it, and then next thing you know, they get a patch that nerfs it. Well, here's hoping. So, anyways, moving on to the next opponent. Okay, so this was literally probably like 15 minutes before recording. So, this is gonna be the true highlight of the match here, is just really just abusing Eco Choke, really. That's all it really is. So right here, I did Glue Storm because the moment that they put down the Cobra, I was like 90% certain that they were going to have Salted Wounds. Well, this is even a shock for me. They actually didn't. They had Monkey Glue, Balloon Boost, interesting, and Improved Tower Boost, interesting. I actually didn't know that until now, prior to this recording. Right here, I just kept Eco Choking, by the way, and the reason why is because I know that they're a Cobra. Since I know that they're a Cobra user, they're going to have a hard time dealing with grouped pop power. And here's the other thing: that wizard is only a 1-0 wizard. It doesn't have Fireball, which means grouped pop power is at an all-time low. Here's the other thing: while they're frantically trying to get pop power, look at the cost look at the money that they have prior to rage quitting, because by the way, they DC'd here. Okay, they could have had a lightning bolt wizard, and sure, they'll probably lose a little bit more lives, but at least they'll actually have some sort of pop power. What they should have done is started with Dart Monkey or Wizard, probably Dart Monkey first, to be honest, and have it to at least a 0-3, and have at least 2 to 3 0-3 Dart Monkeys, and you would have been set. Then set up the Cobras for Eco. That way the Eco Chokes don't really hurt as much. That's just my opinion. Like, if you're gonna be using Cobras, okay, at least know how to use them, okay? Instead of just flexing, hey, look at me, I got a Cobra for my 4th. But anyways, I digress. Moving on to probably my new favorite match. Alright, welcome one and all to my new favorite match, and this is to show how broken Eco Choke actually is. That's right, this match was exactly 1 minute long. Now, I'm going to pause it right here, specifically right here, just to give a little bit more context, just like the first match. This opponent was demanding late game, in a map that really isn't designed for farming, by the way, but still chose to do farming. And I was actually half wanting to do a Tac Wiz farm strategy, but I opted out of doing that because I figured farming would just, you know, lead to more problems down the road. So here's the thing about farming with the nerf and Eco Choke. When you Eco Choke at exactly 17 seconds, okay, they can't get that Eco to get the farm in time. So they have to wait an additional 16 seconds before ever getting a farm. This will burn whatever that they have for track powers or force something else rather than the farm first. This will significantly cripple them in Eco. And this is why a lot of people will hate the farm nerf, is because Eco Choke, if you're not in Bonanza, if someone has Eco Choke and you have a farm strategy, sorry, it becomes one-sided now because of how broken it is. So here's another suggestion, perhaps. Maybe make an Eco Choke 2 uses rather than 3. That's just my opinion. Like, I mean, I don't know how often it's used among players, but I'm certain probably a few people can agree that Eco Choke is broken. Maybe it could use a couple uses. Who knows? But either way, here's what happens next. So I Eco Choke, deny them of that farm, force them to use Lightning Bolt. Meanwhile, I show that I have NG and that I'm not using a farm strategy because they demanded late game. I purposely waited just to do that, just because that they demanded late game. And that's the reason why that I get these kind of salt videos, is because when you demand late game, I never will fulfill that request, because I hate it when people demand late game and they become hypocritical, and next thing you know they're like super aggressive and you have the farm. So yeah, they get so fucking salty, they forfeit. They forfeit. They had just enough money to get a 0-0 ninja. And they opted not to. Like, I imagine them saying thanks as just like, gee, thanks for the loss. But, like, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna demand late game and try to go farm strategy, you gotta prepare for Eco Choke. Like, really, you gotta prepare for it. And I'm gonna just say this too: copy Eco with the farm nerf does not work. You're better off having copy Eco and play with fire game mode. Just a little pro tip there for you. By the way, YT Fake Hacker, if you happen to see this, hi, I'm DragonFan96, and I'm certain you have remembered me by now as the asshole that used Eco Choke. Hi. And the final match of the day is once again a mirrored version of what happens. We have an unnamed player. The moment that they popped down the spikes, I was like, oh yeah, 1000% they're gonna go farm strategy. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna wait for it. Bam, Eco Choke, sorry, no farm. And here's the thing. I started ecoing, okay, and that's when panic started to set in. But instead of panicking, they decided to greed instead. Like, this is what kills them right there. That's what kills them. Not the fact that they waited so long, it's the fact that they didn't fucking put down anything. Here's mistake number 2. Their NG is in a very terrible spot, even as a 0-0. A very terrible spot. It doesn't hit the AI track, it only hits the opponent track, and even as the opponent track, even if you had 9-inch nails, it still wouldn't be enough. A 2-1 NG would suffer, because NGs do not have good grouped pop power, which is usually why whenever I have NG, I'll usually have Wizard along with it. So I'll usually do like NG Wizard, okay, but... And here's the other thing, whenever a Shallow River happens, NG is like the go-to tower for this map because of how easy it is to get 2-0 rather than a 1-1. It's better off to get a 2-0 because of the faster engineering. That allows you to have 5 sentries, which means it's basically an NG plus 5 0-0 dart monkeys. Well, I wouldn't say 0-0 dart monkeys, I'd probably say 0-2 dart monkeys, really. But basically, you get a lot of pop power very early game. And the best part, it even protects against space pink balloons, even if they knock out one of the sentries or the NG. If they knock out the sentries, I mean, they're really, really stupid on using knockout, because you can just delete the sentry or the sentry goes away on its own. Like, you're better off using it on a different tower, really. Just a little fun fact there. But yeah, not only did they wait way too long to farm, okay, even with the Eco Choke, it's the fact that they wanted to greed for that farm just to get that eco rather than getting a defense. And my tip to you is don't do what these people did. um, if you're gonna have someone and go against someone that uses Eco Choke, come prepared. And in the next video that I have for Assault, I'm gonna teach you how to defend against Eco Choke users. Now, obviously, it's probably gonna be hard for me to find someone that actually uses Eco Choke or Eco Nerf. Okay, Eco Nerf or Eco Choke, really, because they're both the same thing. The only difference is that Eco Nerf, you get 50% of your income coming in, whereas Eco Choke, you get zero. Zippity doo dah for 16 seconds. Eco Nerf is, I think, like 3 rounds rather than 2. And if you time it just right, you can get like 4 for 50, and it's like really good. But I don't really recommend Eco Nerf because you still get cash, so it can still be, it can still have some backfire to it. Whereas Eco Choke, it cripples you. But anyways, that'll do it for now. I hope you all enjoyed. Uh, but yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.